The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Coming up on this edition of Perspectives, Featherbed Lane Improvement Association Incorporated. Their philosophy is to help children and families grow physically healthy, emotionally strong, socially improved, educationally prepared, and a whole lot more. Well, through strengthening the child while involving the family, they believe they're able to build cohesive and mutually supportive strong families and communities. The Featherbed Lane Improvement Association will join us now to talk about their new fight against Governor Cuomo's plan to cut funding. That's coming up on Perspectives.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective? Let 'em know.
And welcome back to Perspectives. Darren Jaime here with you. We're discussing Governor Cuomo's budget cuts and how they're affecting one agency. Joining us now is Alcee James, Program Director, and Robert L. Wetson, the Executive Director of the Featherbed Lane Improvement Association. And thank you guys both for coming and sharing with us. And obviously it's got to be a tough time for you right now, knowing that funding is set to be cut.
Yes.
And so why don't we just walk through, first of all, a little bit about your organization and what exactly you do.
Well, we came about as a result of the drugs becoming prevalent in our area. I started in the Sedgwick housing back in 1965. They actually were incorporated. And in 1986, we received funding from OASIS, New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services, to show kids how to educate kids on how to stay off of drugs, to give them a better way of life, and to teach them different skill sets. We later moved to our new location, 1491 Montgomery, and we're still doing the same thing after all of these years. We have had thousands of kids come through our doors. They come back to serve the community as well. They come back to teach the kids who are back in our centers. And it's been wonderful, a great experience for me as well. I haven't felt like I've been working. I felt like I've just been helping, and just sharing knowledge with the kids is very rewarding to me.
Robert, so it seems as though like the doors are going to be closing on June 30th. Let's walk through the process right now, because that's when the funding is set to be cut. You guys actually received a letter stating that this was the case.
This was the case, yes. On May 23rd.
May 23rd.
May 23rd, we received a letter, which was giving us 38 days, and they said they were closing our doors as of June 30th. And we thought this was very unfair because the past 20 years that I've been a director there, we've passed all their inspections, their audits, and they've given us the 3 years every time you pass an audit. So this time it comes up, we have no warning, and they're telling us they're closing our doors in 38 days.
What does this mean for the people who participate in your program?
Well, the first thing that means that we have a summer camp that's coming up. Summer camp starts July 5th. Those parents don't have a place for their kids. And our camp exposes the kids in the area to an array of educational, cultural trips that they would never receive at other centers, because most of the time kids stay at the centers where there are the free clinics, free centers, and they're there all day. They might take one trip a week, and our kids go out every single day.
So that stands to be cut. What else?
Not only do they go out every single day, but we make sure that we get them out of the communities. We have taken our kids as far as Virginia, Washington. We've even had some overnight trips, and it's all about the culture. Expose them to the museum in Washington's, in places of interest, in education. And then the irony of this whole thing is when I became director of the center, it was under the old Cuomo administration, Mario. And during that time, 91, 92 was the year of the child. And his wife, Matilda, had a program which our kids had to write an essay. And one of the kids out of our center was the winner. That was the Richardson family. And we were a guest of Matilda Cuomo for that year, for the year of the child. And now, under this present administration, Cuomo again, we're being cut. So it's really befuddles the mind.
I want to tell you, let's give our viewers some information in regards to numbers. At least $20 million are going to be cut from some prevention programs. You mentioned 7 are downstate, 2 are only upstate.
And that's gambling prevention.
And why is that important, gambling prevention?
Well, it's not, Cuomo is not putting money into gambling anymore. So he's already mandated that the gambling prevention programs should not be funded. The prevention programs upstate, none have been defunded like ours. So our city kids, they don't feel they need the prevention, and we have more drugs in our areas than they do upstate.
Let's share a little bit more, because somebody that's watching wants to know a little bit about what you guys do. You talk about prevention programs. We talked about exposure and giving kids an opportunity to go out and see a different of the various communities and various outlets. Let's share a little bit more about what you guys exactly do in terms of young people as well as families.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's an education component to our program. Back in the day, it used to just say no to drugs, and we realized that it took more than just saying no to drugs. We really had to educate our kids about the dangers of drugs, and it was not just drugs; it was alcohol, tobacco, and things like that. So we began to teach them, and by doing so, we would bring in guest speakers, people that has been on drugs and got themselves back on track. And we exposed them to all these kinds of things. And in doing so, they had a better insight of what drugs really were about, okay? So that's how we felt that we were educating them.
In addition, we show them how to create a healthy life for themselves. We have nutrition classes. We have people who come in and teach. We have drama, dance classes, taekwondo, all about discipline. The kids take part in the recreation and the fitness. Every Friday they do fitness, because in some schools, kids don't exercise, and that's why the obesity level is up. We teach them how to say no through life skills, and it's not through you just don't say no. It's how to make decisions when you're confronted by your peers who are doing the things that you don't want to do. So we're teaching them the skills to use when they're out in the street, and they also take these skills home to their families.
I want to tell you, stay with us. Coming up in just a few seconds, we'll continue this conversation, talk about the Featherbed Lane Improvement Association. If you're just joining us, they are slated to lose funding on June 30th. They received a letter on May the 23rd coming from the office, and so another program here in the borough of the Bronx that could see possible cuts. We're going to let you know what they're doing in the fight to try to save the efforts of what they've got going on. When we return right here on Perspectives, I want you to stay with us. We're coming right back right after this.
My name's Brandon. I'm 9 years old, being alcoholic.
Hi, Brandon.
I'll start drinking with the older kids. And whatever they do, I'll do.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I know it'll start with alcohol. I'm just not sure how it's gonna end.
I just want us to take 5 seconds to look at those individuals to my left and to my right. You're looking at the future. These are students of Jonathan Levin High School in the Bronx. They are products of the Bronx, and they receive the media, the communication, the resources, the equipment, the tools, the knowledge, all that has been given from BronxNet last year. We had an opportunity in which some of our students were able to become interns at BronxNet. It was an invaluable opportunity. Some of those students today are in Syracuse University, Newhouse School of Communications, which is one of the best communication schools in the United States. They gained that internship, which is priceless, through BronxNet. sometimes is not always about the present or yesterday, but it is about the future, and we represent the future, and we need the services, the internship, the process, the resources, the equipment, and the love that BronxNet offers to our students.
Voice your support to keep the channels open and strong. Online, visit bronxnet.org and click on Support Public Access Television and sign a letter to your local representatives.
Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
I remember how much you said you liked mine.
Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
For you. Hey, Mom.
You know, girls, I used to cheer back in my day. Ready? Okay!
That was amazing, amazing, amazing. Mom, that was amazing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
And Darren Jaime back here with you on Perspectives. We're talking about the Featherbed Lane Improvement Association. Just to give you another update as to where things stand, they are assisting the community in providing resources and slated to lose funds due to the governor's budget cuts on June the 30th. They received a letter on May 23rd. Joining us now on set to share a little bit more about it is Reverend Jennifer Rogers. She's a program assistant, and Shanice Lopez, who's also a parent. Thank you guys for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
Okay, let me ask you first, Reverend Rogers. Obviously, a big blow, and I know that you guys are also trying to go to Albany to rally against this particular against these particular cuts. Share with us about the rally to Albany.
Exactly. So we're not trying to go to Albany. We are going to Albany tomorrow. We are taking the staff, all of our children, and our many supporters, basically to go straight to the office of Oasis to see who we can meet with, and also just to show our dismay, to let them know that we do have community support.
Mm-hmm. So, as a parent, what does this mean to you if this program is cut?
Well, it means that there won't be any drug prevention program in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, he's been going there for 4 years, and he's learned so much through the program. And it's like what Ms. James said, in the time that they do, in the summertime, they go to all these places and they learn about the outside world instead of, just within their community. And a lot of other camps, they don't take the kids anywhere. They don't do anything with them. And, that hurts my son. And then it hurts me because, I have to go to work or, and other parents that have to go to school, they need a place for their kids to be.
How do you feel that youth are actually impacted through this program?
There's several different components because it's much more than just a drug prevention program. I'm actually a child that grew up going to Featherbed Lane. And so, aside from them getting the drug prevention education, they're also getting self-development skills and learning how to be and to grow into, into who they really are. So there's an after-school program. They're getting homework assistance. They're getting meals. It's those small components, because what they're not looking at is the South Bronx. This is one of the poorest districts in the nation. So it means a lot to parents to know that their child has a place to go after school. They're being escorted from school to the after-school program. They're also getting a meal, nutrition. It's a full package, as well as the drug prevention program.
So if the program is cut, then what is going to happen for you? What's going to happen?
I guess he'll be home for the summer. Because but the point is that this program, it's a really good program because it's like FLIA has been there for so long, and they help these kids, like I said, with drug prevention, which there's no other after-school program that teaches drug prevention. And they also, help the kids to discover themselves as far as like individuals. And it's a good program. After school, they, like she said, they do help them with their homework. They teach them about respect and manners, which a lot of kids need to learn nowadays because they're not teaching them that.
Right.
So they teach them all those things, and it's a good program, and they shouldn't be cut.
Reverend Rogers, what's the mood like now, given the fact of what's impending? How is things with both parents and participants?
I would say that the mood is very, very optimistic. I believe very strongly that we will receive our funding, and I've already put it out there that whatever happens is going to be, the best for everyone involved. So I am believing that we are going to get our funding, and the mood is optimistic. The parents have really participated in helping us, and the community has just embraced us. We've been able to get over 2,000 signatures, just having the children go out in the community. So I believe that we have a lot of support, and we've received some support from other elected officials like Helen Foster, so I believe that we will receive our funding.
I know I was talking a little earlier with Alcee. She was also letting us know about Vanessa Gibson.
Exactly.
So you do have the electeds who are actually there and supporting as well. So the hope is to get to Albany tomorrow and then really be able to make some noise. How has this program impacted you personally as a parent and with your child?
Well, it's impacted me because like FLIA, they actually get parents involved in the program. It's not like just for the kids, it's also the parents. We also have monthly meetings to keep up to date the parents. What should we do as a fundraiser? What should we do for the kids? Or, to keep the kids involved and the parents involved and the community. So they also have their doors open, not to people just that go to the program, but to people that are outside of the program to come into the program and enjoy, like the festivities that we do have. Like they have a Halloween party every year. Kids from the outside could come in, and it's a safe place for them to take a treat instead of going, outside.
Someone else you don't know, right?
Exactly. And then in Thanksgiving, we do like a potluck type of thing where all the parents bring something, and you can invite people from outside to come in, and
Reverend Rogers, what would you want people to know about Featherbed Lane? Because somebody out there is saying, well, maybe I've never heard about this organization. Maybe I've never heard about this group of people. What would you want them to know and the importance of having a program such as this in the community?
Well, we've been in the community since 1986 and under the direction of Robert O. Wellstone since 1990, but just wanting people to know about the importance of drug prevention and really to focus on prevention. And being proactive as opposed to then having to backtrack and fix problems once they arise. So this is really a great program because we're working with children from the ages of 5 to 13. So starting them off at that young age, being aware of drug prevention, but also how to deal with peer pressure.
So let's get back to this. Shanice Lopez is a parent, and then we've also got Reverend Jennifer Rogers, who's a program assistant. We are also joined by Robert L. Wetson, Executive Director, and Alcee James. And we want to let you know they are traveling to Albany tomorrow to rally for restoring of funds, and we want you to continue to stay tuned to us, so we'll continue to update you and let you know exactly what is going to happen here. What is some contact information? Is there some contact information we can get out?
Sure, they can go on our website, www.fliainc.org, where we also have an online petition. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Featherbed Lane Improvement Association, and our contact number is 718-901-4000.
All right, Reverend Rogers, thank you so much. Shanice, thank you so much for sharing with us here. And that about wraps it up for another edition of Perspectives. We want you to make sure that you stay tuned. As we said, this funding is slated to be cut by June 30th, but we will give you an update and let you know exactly where things progress from here, and hopefully things can progress for the better. We know we've had a couple of other organizations who've been on our shows, and we've seen some positive turnaround, so hopefully in this case and scenario, also a positive one as well. That about wraps it up for this edition of Perspectives. I'm Darren Hyme. We thank you for watching. Remember, you can tune in and find out more about Perspectives on our website, www.bronxnet.org. Also, we encourage you to check out our Facebook page. There you'll be able to see some past episodes of Perspectives, as well as be able to write on our discussion board of issues and possible show topics of concern to you. For all of us here on the Center Perspectives, our producer Curlew Burton and the rest of the staff, we thank you for joining. Until next time we meet, stay safe and share your perspective with somebody else, because it just might make a difference in their life. Take care. And thank you both. Stay right here.